Alright, welcome to the Let's Do Farming Charm mod, a mod that allows us to do nothing more and nothing less than farm resources, obviously. But what kind of resources? Well, food resources. This mod enhances Minecraft's food system, adding machinery to make farming more fun, and introducing amazing foods like the ones you're seeing. Without a doubt, this is a mod I recommend checking out. So, how do you get it? Well, to start, we'll go to Let's Do Farming Charm. As you can see, it has 2.5 million users. The last update was on October 9th, 2025, a month ago, and it was released a year ago on June 16th, 2024, okay? Then we'll go to Files, select Mod Loaders, choose Forge, and go to All Versions to select the one we prefer. Let's select WoW version 1, 20.1. It's not there. I always use 1, 20.1. Click the 3 buttons and get File. Where should we save this file? We'll save it by pressing Windows plus R, typing app data, going to roaming Minecraft and the mods folder, okay? This folder right here. If it doesn't exist, right click new and create a folder called mods, then put the files inside. As you can see, I have the Let's Do Farming Charm, okay? Next, we'll go to Relations and get the Architecture API and Cloth Config API. Go to Files, Mod Loaders, Forge, All Versions, select one. 20.1 and do the same with the Cloth Config API. Forge All Versions 1. 20.1. 3 buttons, get file, 3 buttons, get file, and that's it. Now we have everything ready to start playing Let's Do Farming Charm. Alright, so basically this mod also adds a new way to store crops, which is basically with these types of blocks, okay? Basically with 9 units we can craft a bag, or also a bale, okay? There's bale, oat bale, and barley bale, okay? And this way we can store that 9x9 in a much more compact form. The question here is, can this be uncrafted later? And indeed it can, okay? So yeah, we could store large amounts of food without any problem thanks to the auto crafter that was recently added to Minecraft, for example, okay? Alright, how can we use these silos? The wooden and copper ones. Basically, we'll craft the silo using 9 wood pieces, or the copper one using a wooden silo plus 8 copper. They function as vertical multi-blocks, right? Each level adds a drying slot and the front door opens and closes so we can place items inside to dry. Obviously, the copper one dries a bit faster. For example, we can put wild emmer in it. I filled it up there. I think we can use bone meal. Let's see. Okay, we use bone meal. As you can see, it converted everything else. So if we put wild emmer in, most wild plants will give us bone meal, like what just happened. If we put podsol, it'll give us fertilized soil, which is this item here. We can understand what it does, but basically it's theoretically a place where crops will grow faster. So that's interesting. If we then add the bone meal we've collected, there it is. 3 bone meal. Look, see how it gave me the fertilized soil? When we add bone meal, it leaves us with fertilizer, okay? Fertilizer, to be precise. So anyway, as I said, the copper silo is a bit faster. And this, what's the height limit? Well, honestly, I don't know the height limit. I won't lie to you. I don't even know if it has one or not. Ah, look. There we've seen the limit. The limit is 9. 9 is the limit, okay? A fairly short limit, but it also gives copper a utility that Minecraft doesn't. So there you have it. Alright, how to create and use fertilizer and fertilized soil, okay? These are the 2 items and how they work. Well, you basically get fertilizer by drying bone meal or rotten flesh in the silo, okay? You craft fertilized soil with the same process, basically using pot soil, okay? Basically, these items accelerate growth and can also make plants grow automatically. So it's very interesting as it applies bone meal effect. Boom! Here they'll grow very fast because I think I have gamer rules enabled indeed, but theoretically there's a small chance that bone meal will be applied, okay? When you step on it and jump, it doesn't break. And also with the pitchfork, okay? I just confirmed that you can place it, okay? Right click with the pitchfork and everything around will grow. Obviously it works better with crops, right? Let's put it here, okay? So you see everything grows, which is another useful feature it gives. Today I'm presenting sprinklers to you. Basically, sprinklers are crafted with 2 iron ingots, 7 planks, and a water bucket. And basically what it does is hydrate farmland in an 8-block radius, okay? Including diagonals, and it turns off when it rains. We can embed it flush with the ground, okay? We can place it like this, and it'll still work theoretically, though I think it's cooler to see it, honestly. And I don't know if it replaces water. I think it does, because if it's irrigating, then it's to keep the crops moist, right? So I think it will replace water and also help plants grow faster, okay? This way we can also make much better use of the land, okay? And by placing just one of these, you can cover up to an 8-block radius, I repeat, okay? Without needing to place water columns like you normally would. I mean, water normally has a a radius of 4 of, it has a ratio of 4, and this has a radius of 8. So imagine how much better this is. We're talking about it being 4 times better, okay? Because with a radius of 4, sorry, it would be a 9 by 9 area fitting 80 crops plus the water, 81 total. But with a radius of 8, it would be 17 by 17, giving us 288 crops plus water. So we're talking about, as I said, 4 times better, right? Just something to keep in mind. All right, now I'm going to show you the feeding trough. The feeding trough, made of iron and wood, basically accepts seeds and certain crops. I'll try strawberry, no. The crop corn, no. Wheat works, right? I'm not sure if I need to throw it. Look, it let me put regular seeds, okay? I understand it'll only accept what animals eat, like carrots too, right? That's how unique this is, right? Yes, so what's this for? This lets animals, my poor little ones, eat automatically, okay? They eat on their own, enter breeding mode, wanting to have offspring and reproduce, okay? What's this useful for? Well, if we make an automatic farm, we'll have lots of extra seed, and this puts them to good use by letting us have an automatic animal farm too. I honestly don't know how long they'll take to eat, not sure if it'll be a while. These are seeds, right? Seeds and carrots. Though I think it doesn't matter, huh? As long as it's set up there. Look, this one just ate, hearts appeared, and now I'm not sure if it has to wait for the other to eat. And this other one, for example, no. And here's the other one that's eaten too. This one's coming to eat as well. And now Kisses and Mini Piggy. I don't know if the piggy will eat too to grow faster, I don't know. But anyway, there we have it, okay? So you can see that it works. Today we'll see how to use the chicken nest and chicken coop in Minecraft with Let's Do Farm. Basically we have the chicken nest made with 3 wheat and the chicken coop made with 3 iron, a chicken nest, and 2 slabs, and they basically allow us to store eggs. Let's see, there it is on the side here. There you have it, okay? I think the limit is 2 eggs, although here it only lets me place 1. But yes, it allows chickens to lay eggs, okay? And then we have the chicken coop, which basically works like a beehive. The chickens go in and out and store eggs. Just right click to collect the eggs, and you can have up to 9 when it's full, okay? So it's also a way to have a chicken coop without any problems. Alright, how can we make use of the pet bowl and animal food, okay? Cat food, dog food, right? We have the food here. Basically, the pet bowl is where we'll put dog or cat food, okay? As you can see. And what it allows, well, we have dog food here, right? First, it's crafted with the dog food bag, which is made this way. And dog food is made with the steak ring, okay? As you can see, with this here steak, any type of beef and bones. Then we have the cat food, which is made with this, okay? So that's that. There's also chicken feed, right, to use as well, and horse food too, okay? Basically, everything for pet. And what happens is that the pet will eat it, right? Dog food, for example, gives knockback, stamina, attack, and attack speed for 3 minutes, okay? This, but I guess I could eat it too, right? Oh no, I can't eat it. It's only when you give it to a wolf. If you give cat food, it increases the chance of taming a cat. If you give chicken feed, it gives the cluck effect, basically more eggs and feathers for 30 seconds. Also, the horse food, if we give it, as you see, gives speed and jumping strength for 5 minutes. So that's pretty good. Alright, how can we use the Mincer? The Mincer with the next crafting recipe, we'll see 2 wood, 3 ingots, and 3 iron nuggets allows us to introduce and grind things. For example, let's put in some grains, okay? There we have 64 grains. And as you can see, we start turning and it's going to give us basically flour, right? Let's see if I get it. I assume it'll come out here, right? Not gonna lie, it takes quite a while, honestly. I don't know if this seed doesn't work. Maybe it lets me put in anything actually. Let's see. Ah, look, maybe I was wrong. So for example, wheat allows me to make flour, okay? That means corn, oat, and wheat. Not as seeds, but as item. Let us make this kind of flour. Got it? If we put in dough, we can make pasta, okay? If we right click, we can make pasta. Let's see where it went. There it is, raw pasta. Then we also have raw meats that will give us Mincer beef, okay? It's going to give us this here. It can also give us lamb hump, or it will also give us, well, different parts of chicken, like chicken parts or bacon, okay? Alright, and if we put rotten flesh in, it gives us fertilizer. It can also shred and convert materials like stripped logs, raw copper, dripstone blocks and more into dripstone, horse armor, materials, etc. It's a pretty cool multi-tool that this mod has, and I don't know if we click on utilities if it shows everything it does. Look, there it is. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, well, my goodness, it can shred, there it is, horse, right? Armor and such. So it can shred tons of things, and it's really useful, honestly. So yeah, there you have it. How to use the crafting bowl in Minecraft with Let's Do Farming channel. Well, basically, the crafting bowl, as you can see, can be placed. It's made with a stick, 3 iron, and blah blah blah. It has different recipes used for making cat food, dove food, dog food, oatmeal, and more. Now, let's make strawberry, oat, and milk bucket. Okay, strawberry, oat, and now let's get some milk. Theoretically, we put the ingredients in there. Milk, oats, and strawberry. And now we start mixing, okay? And theoretically, there it is. Out comes the food, okay? Food is right click, and there you get it, okay? If you mix and it can't turn into anything, then it won't become anything, as we're seeing. If you crouch and right click, all items will come out of what's left over, okay? So there we have it, and that's how this works, okay? With this, we can make pretty good meal. So that's it. Farmer's blessing, yes indeed. Plus, they have effects, as you can see, so go for it. Alright, how do you use the stove in Minecraft with Let's Do Farm and Charm? Well, basically, the crafting is pretty simple. First of all, it's a campfire with 5 bricks and 3 iron ingots. And basically, the way it functions is quite straightforward. As you can see there, we can put a campfire underneath and, for example, corn and butter makes roasted corn. So let's grab some corn and butter and make what we need. Now, we place this here, and we should add fuel, I believe. So we go ahead, add the fuel, and it starts cooking, see? As you can see, it has tons of recipe. Pasta, grandma's strawberry cake, farmer's bread, baked clams. There are various foods that may give effects or not, and unlock many food items in the game. Also, I don't know what you're seeing, but to me this looks amazing. This is what you see inside, and it looks incredible, honestly. That's how the food is cooking, which is very, very cool. With shaders, it looks great, and even if I turn them off, it still looks really good without shaders. So, yeah, there we have it. I wonder if I can grab the item directly. That would be neat, huh? Just take it right from there. But anyway, we open the interface, and that's it. Alright, how to use the cooking pot. Just like other elements, such as the crafting bowl and others, the cooking pot can be placed, and basically what you'll need is to put a bowl in it, okay? A glass bottle or similar items. And here, for example, water, 2 strawberries, and it makes a strawberry tea. Well, it has various foods that, as we can see, are made without much complication. Additionally, if we want fire, right? As you can see, we can add fire by placing a campfire, okay? And a cooking pot on top, and there we have the fire activated. If we look at crafting, this is the recipe. A fairly simple crafting, that's it. Alright, how do you use the roaster? The roaster only works when it's placed on top of a stove, okay? There we have it. I thought it might also work on top of a campfire. Oh no, just on top of the stove. Got it. The roaster has various uses and can make many advanced dishes, as we can see. Here we need a bowl, 3 oats, a strawberry, butter and dough to make an oat pancake. To craft the roaster, you'll need 5 iron and 3 iron ingots. Alright. How do we understand the food effects in Farmer Town? There are many effects within the different foods, so let's briefly explain what each one does. First is satiation, which is basically fullness that takes longer to decrease, okay? We have S sustains, which refills hunger every 6 seconds and then regenerates once. That's right, every 6 seconds. We have feast, which is a combination of satiation plus sustains, meaning satiety decreases slower and hunger refills periodically. And we have Farmer's Blessing, which blocks negative effects while keeping the positive ones. Grandma's Blessing is similar to Farmer's, but it also gives us luck. Sweets give us speed, attack speed, and damage. Rested basically gives us the benefit of rest. I believe it gives better regeneration or something similar. Then it's not very clear, okay? And we have various animal boosts I've mentioned, like strength, jump, higher chance of cats being domesticated, and so on, okay? So yeah, those are the effects. Alright, how do you use the supply cart? Well, basically the supply cart is an item where we can store objects, okay? And as you can see, we can carry it with us without any problem, right? The truth is that it's very useful. It's a way of, storing objects as you go. So here the question would be, what happens if TNT, for example, explodes near it, okay? So let's go ahead and try it. Let's do /summon TNT, okay? And there it explodes, and it seems that nothing happened, right? It looks like nothing is lost. Well, it glitched a bit, but at least the items aren't lost, okay? So it's not going to be destroyed. The crafting recipe for the supply cart is nothing more than, let's see this here, a chest, 2 iron, 2 planks, and 3 slabs, okay? So yeah, it's that simple. Okay, so how does the pitchfork work? Basically, the pitchfork acts like a hoe, right? It's crafted with 2 sticks and an iron nugget. It has a trident-like shape, and basically if we use it on fertilized soil, it will cause massive fertilization, okay? If I put it here and use, if I take the fertilized soil and right-click it, I'll be fertilizing a much larger area, okay? So yeah, this is the purpose of this tool. It's basically a hoe. Alright, how can we find wild crops in Minecraft with the Let's Do Farming Charm mod? Well, basically, this mod adds different wild variants that appear in specific Minecraft biomes. So the first would be corn along with tomato, which is this one here, the tomato and corn, which both appear in plains, savannas, and badlands. The next would be oat, which appears in meadows and tigers. Then we have barley, which appears in rivers of plains, savannas, and in sunflower plains. Then we have carrots, potatoes, beets, and also these types of crops appear in plains, sunflower plains, swamps, meadows, forests, taiga, and rivers. Basically everywhere, and we'll basically find them like this in the wild. Then we also have lettuce. This lettuce, as you can see, looks like this when planted, but in the wild we'll find it like this, alongside onions, which will look like this. The onion will look like this, and the crop looks like this. These will appear in the same biomes as the previous ones, meaning in almost all biomes. Then we have the strawberry, this item here. I have it cultivated here if I remember correctly. Here it is, the strawberry. We'll basically find it in the wild, as you can see how it looks here. These are strawberries found in plains, meadows, rivers, and sunflower plains. Then we have ripwood. This plant here, which also appears next to nettles. These basically appear in forests, swamps, and mangroves, mainly in mangrove. And finally, we have Emma, okay? This plant here, which simply appears in plains, sunflower plains, rivers, and forests. You need to cut it with shears, and it will give us wheat, theoretically. Let's see, if I break it for wheat, and if I use shears, oh no, it gives me nothing. It gives me 2 items, it gave me 2. I think it's bugged, probably a glitch, something weird. So that's it, there you have it. Alright, how does the plow work? Well, basically the plow is used for plowing, right? As you can see, I'm gathering all the dirt, okay? And I'm just, well, it's a bit buggy, especially with height differences and such, right? For example, in water. But basically, it lets me plow the ground, okay? In a much more comfortable way and all that, right? Now, I'll do it over here so you can see it, okay? How it plows and everything. It is true that it doesn't remove the grass, which can make it a bit inconvenient, but there we have it, okay? Super cool. And basically, it's crafted with 3 iron nuggets and 2 planks. In my opinion, it's too cheap, honestly. The fact that this is cheaper than a hoe when its use is unlimited, I'd make the crafting a bit more expensive. Seems too overpowered, but at the same time, it would be awesome if Minecraft had things like carts or these tools. I don't understand why they don't add these types of items. So there you have it. Look at all we've plowed just like that in no time without spending anything, okay? Okay, so how does the pitchfork work? Basically, the pitchfork acts like a hoe, right? It's crafted with 2 sticks and an iron nugget. It has a trident-like shape, and basically, if we use it on fertilized soil, it will cause massive fertilization, okay? If I put it here and use, let's see, sorry. If I take the fertilized soil and right click it, I'll fertilize the surrounding area more extensively, okay? So yeah, this is the purpose of this. It's basically a hoe.